My dear, tonight I've got a brand new story just for you. So snuggle up under the covers and listen closely. This one's full of wonder and just a touch of magic. Are you ready? It was the beginning of summer in the peaceful countryside. The air was warm and filled with the soft hum of bees, the fluttering of butterflies, and the distant chirping of birds. Under the golden sun, a tiny ant marched through the tall grass. She carried a grain of wheat on her back, a load much larger than herself. Her path was clear, from the field to her underground home, and back again. Hour after hour, the ant moved with determination. She was not alone. Her fellow ants worked in lines, collecting seeds, crumbs, and bits of food. They were preparing for winter, the season when the earth would freeze and food would vanish. Just a few feet away, lying lazily on a leaf, was the grasshopper. He was tall and green, with shiny wings and long legs made for jumping and dancing. He strummed his violin, letting the breeze carry his melody across the meadow. When he saw the little ant struggling with her heavy grain, he laughed and said, "This is the time to sing, to dance, to enjoy life. Why all this trouble, little ant? The sun is shining, the flowers are blooming. Cold days will come, and there will be no food then." The ant paused and looked up at him. "I'm storing food for winter," she said. The grasshopper smiled lazily and replied, "Oh, winter is months away. Why ruin today by worrying about tomorrow?" And with that, he returned to his song. Day after day, the ants worked. Even when the grasshopper played, sang, and napped in the shade, the ants marched, carried, and stored. As the weeks passed, the meadow slowly changed. The warm air cooled. The leaves turned from green to gold, then to brown. The days grew shorter, and the skies clouded over. Autumn arrived. Still, the grasshopper played. He danced through piles of fallen leaves, thinking the fun would never end. But one morning, he awoke to frost on the ground and ice on the petals. Winter had arrived. Snow fell heavily. The grasshopper's music was gone. His violin was silent, frozen. The trees were bare, the flowers gone, and the insects that once filled the air had disappeared into their burrows. The grasshopper shivered beneath a cold rock. Hungry and weak, he searched for food, but there was none. "If only I had worked when the sun was warm." The fields were empty, and his stomach growled with hunger. Regret filled his heart. "If only I had listened to the ant," he whispered, desperate. The grasshopper made his way through the snow. Finally, he reached a small door beneath an old tree, the home of the ant. He knocked gently, barely able to lift his hand. The door opened, and the warm glow of firelight spilled out. "I have no food, no shelter. Will you help me?" There stood the ant, well-fed and calm, surrounded by shelves full of food and baskets of grain. The grasshopper fell to his knees. "Please," he said softly, "I am cold and hungry. If you wish to stay, you must learn to help." The ant looked at him for a long moment. The ant could have turned him away, but instead she stepped aside and said kindly, "Come in. You may rest and eat, but remember, this warmth came from hard work." The grasshopper's eyes filled with tears. "Thank you," he whispered. "I've learned my lesson. I will never waste the sunny days again." And so the ant shared her home. That winter, the grasshopper helped clean, cook, and carry. And when spring returned, he worked alongside the ants, storing food, preparing for the days ahead. No longer did he waste time, but still, in the evenings, he would take out his violin and play a gentle song of gratitude. Moral of the story: joy is beautiful, but responsibility comes first. Work today so you can rest tomorrow, and never take time or seasons for granted.